Hello fellow hunters, welcome to Grunge Haunts and Props. My name is Chris Leonardo and today we are going to be making Audrey II from the Little Shop of Horrors. We're going to be doing this with just dollar store items. We're able to do this for less than $5. It's really inexpensive and fairly easy, so follow along and enjoy the video. Okay, we went to the dollar store this Easter. I bought these giant eggs here. I thought they might be cool. Maybe I could do like some sort of helmet or, riot helmet or something like that with these. So I just picked up a couple of these while I was at the dollar store during Easter. And they're just the giant eggs. And then got closer to spooky season and decided I'm going to go with, the Little Shop of Horrors and do a man-eating plant. I think that would look cool. So we're going to use this as just kind of the shell for that. And we'll sculpt out some Loctite on this and make it look like the small version of the Little Shop of Horrors plant, man-eating plant. So I'm just going to use mostly just dollar store, Dollar Tree stuff. We've got these leaves. I'll use them for the arms and that kind of stuff. These for the arms as well. And so we've got these leaves that are just, $1 each. The flower pots are $1 each. So we'll put some foam in here and maybe use some scrap PVC and basically build up a quick plant and just glue that right onto the PVC. So yeah, should be fairly straightforward, fairly easy, and inexpensive. That's how we like it. So we'll get started right now. Okay, I found a couple of just half-inch pieces of scrap PVC. You could buy this. It's really inexpensive at the hardware store too if you don't have any around. And we're going to use this it's going to be a little bit bigger, bigger stem than I maybe want, but it's what I got, and it's it's scrap, so it's free. We are going to have this coming out as the main stem for the head, and I went ahead and grabbed just some rocks out of my yard here, and because I want some weight in here, but I also want to be able to kind of hold this in place once I am ready to foam this in. But it is a little top heavy, so I wanted those rocks in there just to give it a little bit of weight in the bottom so that it's not just tipping over all the time. We're gonna definitely want gloves for this. It gets really hot. Okay, you can see that it is bending for sure. Doesn't have to be anything too extremely, crazy on it. But we got a little crook bend in here, which is what we're looking for. We're going to be putting we're not necessarily going to be this tall, but it's going to be about that high. So yeah, I like that. That's going to work out great. Now we've got to drill some holes in here and put some wire where we want the stems. Okay, this is just some scrap pieces of armature wire that I was using them, I think, for spider legs or something at some point, and took them down and just saved them. So, plan is to put these through to go this way. That's probably smarter. And we just want it sticking out just a little bit on this side. And we'll fold that back with some pliers. But that's pretty thick. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut that off right about there. I'm going to leave a little bit long just because I can always cut more off. So as you can see, we've got the two wires in there. Those will be branch stems. And we're just going to fold these wires over. And bend them over here. Okay, we're just going to kind of tape this just to keep it keep it in place so we can put the foam in. Okay. Now we're gonna just throw some great stuff foam in here. I mean, it's nothing special. We don't really need to glue this in. Just need to have it sit in the same, location and while this great stuff dries. And should be good to go. So that's about as much as I want to go. It is going to expand a little bit. So, but not only is this going to keep that stem in there and hold it in there really tight, it's, really inexpensive, and it's going to look like dirt. So we'll just paint the dirt, brown dirt right on top of that, and we'll be good to go. So we're going to go ahead and let this dry. I'm going to try to glue this on here and see if that works. So glue it right onto the wire. And it's just to hold it in place because we're going to use Loctite on top of this. So I'll cut this down just a little bit here, and we might end up having to cut a little more, but right now I'm going to drill a hole into this piece of plastic, hope I don't break it, so we can just slide that right onto PVC and go from there. So try to be really careful. I really do not want to break this, and I am kind of just eyeballing the middle of it, so hopefully it works out. Currently it's just kind of curved up a little bit. That looks pretty good. And you know what, to be honest, the weight's probably going of the Loctite and everything might make it go down a little bit. So we'll go with that. Now we're just gonna glue it in place. I'm gonna let that fully dry. I'm gonna try to glue the top part in here as well and see if we can't just do it all at once. And we're going to be locking this all in with Loctite, so we just need it to kind of stay in place. Okay, that's mostly in place. So we're going to do the Loctite first, then we will put the leaves in, hopefully while it's still a little bit wet. We don't have to do the whole thing. Just have to kind of make things that look like vines coming in. Trying to get that wire in there. Make sure we have Loctite on the wire so it covers it up. Okay, I'm going to stop there for now, and we're going to spray this with water and wait 5 minutes to sculpt. And here is one of the huge advantages of using Loctite opposed to other foams. I can just wipe off the straw here, use duct tape, and that will seal it off, and I can reuse this can over and over again. Doesn't quite work as well with Great Stuff or any of the Walmart foams, but with Loctite, it works great. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes, and I'll water my hands a little bit here, and we're going to just start knocking this stuff down and sculpting it. We don't really want it to be this poofy, but we do want the texture. And in here we want really, we're using this more as an adhesive to keep this in place. But we want to cover up that PVC, right? All right, that worked out pretty good. We are going to go ahead and start spraying some more. And so for the top, we are going to quite a bit of foam. Actually, let's do the bottom first. Okay, I'm gonna water this one down and wait another 5 minutes. All right, it's been 5 minutes. It's actually been just a couple minutes. This foam is, like I said, was probably frozen at some point, so it's acting a little bit strangely. I'm able to actually sculpt it quicker. It's not as poofy. So, just knocking it all down right now so that it kind of stays, and then I'll pick it up straight and finish it off here. And again, we're going to be painting all of this, so you don't have to cover every little bit of it. In fact, it'll kind of give it a different texture when you have just the plastic showing. I think it'll be kind of interesting and neat. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now we're going to do the same thing for the top. Okay, we'll wait a couple minutes and or spray down, wait a couple minutes, and sculpt it again. I'm coming in a little bit early because you can see that the foam is falling down onto the bottom section, so I'm going to try to catch that first. I mean, this is really easy. I call it sculpting. It's not really sculpting. All you're doing is just kind of pushing the stuff down, and it's making it so it's not so poofy, giving it kind of a cool texture. And it really only works if it's organic. Again, we're just going to glue these in here, and then we'll put some foam on top of it. I kind of want to paint this first, at least the area. Okay, so I'm just going to do some black and moss green here, just so we have some shadow underneath the leaves. So I'm not trying to get paint on the foam when it's, you know, it's still wet. So we'll see how this goes, but I don't want to try to paint underneath these leaves for shadows, so I want to just kind of pre-paint it first, see if it works. And do some green on there as well. Now we're going to go ahead and start gluing in these leaves. Okay, I like it. It's interesting. I might do a couple more leaves actually. Yep. Okay, I like that. So now we're gonna do one last layer of foam on the outside here for the lips, and then we'll make some teeth and we'll paint this sucker. Okay, for the teeth, I'm just laying down a little piece of saran wrap here, and we're gonna do sculpt some Loctite right on the saran wrap. I'll water that down a little bit so that it'll peel off really easily. And nothing special, I'm just gonna make a couple lines. Water it down and wait a couple minutes to roll it into sticks. Okay, while I am waiting for the Loctite to form a skin, I'm gonna just paint the inside of the mouth a little bit. And all I'm gonna use is just this cranberry and some black paint. Okay, and I know I got some on the outside. That's okay, we're gonna make lips with Loctite afterwards anyway, so. Okay, again, for the teeth, I let this sit for a little bit longer so I could take it off of the saran wrap here, and then just roll it. There we go. That idea. Okay, I'm gonna let those fully dry, and we'll start painting the base of this. And the base, I mean, this is just gonna be black and brown. You can actually even put dirt in here. I don't really care. I'm primarily gonna use two colors for this, and then a black wash. We're gonna use the moss green as a base layer. And this is just moss green from my camo set of paints, which I love. Okay, after thinking about it, I think I'm just going to wait till the very end to put the teeth in. I just don't want to have to worry about or mask them off because I'll be spray painting everything. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna put the lips on, and then we're gonna do full paint, and then I'll just do the teeth, put those in last. So again, we're gonna do Loctite, and just gonna put a line of it all the way around so that got a nice thick lips. I think that Audrey has these thick lips that are red, so we'll have to paint those red as well. Okay, we'll spray this down and see how it looks. Okay, we waited the 2 minutes here. Now we're gonna start sculpting these lips. I want these to be a little bit thicker, so I don't really want to knock it down. I just want to kind of push it into the right position. Okay, we're just gonna push this down again real quick. Hopefully this time it'll look more like a lip. Okay, I'm happy with that. That looks much better. So we're gonna let this completely dry, and then we'll paint. Okay, we're gonna just paint this whole thing right now. I'm just touching up a little bit on the inside. It's just more of this cranberry color, just so I don't have to do too much on the lips when that comes time to it. And back to the moss green for the base. Okay. I think we're pretty well based up here. All right, we're gonna let that dry a little bit. Now, after the base is dried a little bit, we're gonna do just a little bit lighter green for a dry brush. And we're just using, you know, our throwaway dollar store brushes. This is a really cheap paint, and it shows. So, we'll do our best. Well, it's what I got, so this is what we're gonna do. You know, this is what pretty much. It's better to be done with the project than perfect. Okay, I mean, you know, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's I can work with that. I'm happy with that. Don't know if I want to do a black wash or not on this. I don't think so. I think it'll just be way too dark. I don't have any lighter green. So, and right now it matches pretty well with the leaves. And I don't really want to have to paint those either. Yeah, I'm gonna quit right there at that, and I'm gonna do the same thing with cranberry on the lips here. Get those finished. Okay. Pretty happy with that. It's looking pretty good. The contrast looks pretty good actually with the greens. Happy with that. I'm not going to do a black wash. And just about ready to put those teeth in. And for the teeth, it's going to be pretty easy. We're just going to use that Loctite that we had, that we rolled, and we're going to just cut little slivers. Okay, here we are. We're going to glue these in, and we're going to start just go from the front to the back. Start with the bottom. Just a little bit of hot glue. I mean, I don't think I need any more than that. Okay. Maybe one more. At least on top. Okay, I still have quite a bit of Loctite left. In fact, I barely used a quarter of a can. I'm gonna make a little sign. A little feed me sign on here, and we'll just make it out of Loctite and stick it right into the pot. Squirt that. And sculpt that in about 2 minutes. Okay. So I'm not doing anything special with this. I'm just going to try to flatten it out a little bit. And that's it. Okay, so our little piece of foam here has completely dried, and we're now going to just quickly paint this up. I'm just gonna use the camo paints like always, and do a brown and khaki. So brown for just the base coat, and then khaki for just do a dry brush on it. And that's it. I forgot I wanted to kind of make this look more like wood by just cutting some of this foam. It'll look like it has cracks on the outside. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Do need to repaint that though. Okay, and I'm just going to use a little bit of acrylic black here to paint the letters on. This isn't a crucial part of the build. And you get the idea. Now we're just going to stick that right in, the sign right in here. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this piece a little bit. We're going to glue it onto just a spare piece of armature wire that I have. That way it can stick right into that foam. Okay. We might have to glue that a little better, but for now it's in there, and I'm happy with it. And here is the final product. DIY Audrey II from Little Shop of Horrors for less than 10 bucks. Hey, if you enjoyed this tutorial, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and ring that bell to get notifications anytime we put out new content. If you want to support this channel, click the thanks button and the membership link in the description. I thank you for watching, and as always, happy haunting!